Hey guys, I got a brand new video for you today, and today we're looking at the Sanho Hyperdrive. It's a USB-C Thunderbolt dock for the new MacBook Pro, and this one's in space gray to match the space gray MacBook Pro. The colors are slightly off a little bit. I'll show you some close-ups of that later, but it's pretty close. It's built really well, and the cool thing is this one has HDMI, so you can drive a normal HDMI monitor with it, and I think it'll do 2560 by 1440 at 60 Hertz. I don't know because this monitor doesn't actually use HDMI, it uses mini DisplayPort, but I do have a 1080p HDMI monitor that I'll hook up to it after and show you guys that. I saw this dock a really long time ago actually on Kickstarter, I think, and it's finally out now. You can pick one up. I'll put a link in the description, and yeah, let's get into it and see what it can do. Alright, so starting out with the SD card reader, for some reason you gotta actually plug it in upside down for the regular SD card, and it doesn't really go in too far, so you kind of don't know if it's in all the way, but it seems to work. And then the top micro SD card slot actually is the correct way around, and you actually do get to put it in far enough. Then plugging in the USB ports, they're very snug, and I was using pretty slim USB sticks here. If you have something wider, you can't really put something next to it. As you can see here, they're basically touching. Next, moving on to power, the top USB Type-C is actually your power and the second one is not. And then I decided to see if both of them are USB Type-C because I know one is Thunderbolt, and using USB Type-C USB drives, they both will actually work in USB Type-C. So doing transfer speed tests between two external SSD hard drives, I'm going to copy a 3 GB video file to the other hard drive. And as you can see, we're getting really fast speeds here, obviously USB 3.1. Next, I want to copy one SSD to my laptop and then another one onto the SSD and see what the bandwidth is like, and it's pretty decent actually. Alright, so the next test I wanted to try was using the SD card and seeing what speed it has. Some are USB 2, some are USB 3, but I'm going to transfer this 4.6 gig file off an SD card right to the desktop and see what kind of speed we get. And obviously this is a USB 3. I'm not getting quite the speed that the card is rated at. Obviously these cards are UHS 2 and they run at about 300 megabytes a second. So using a UHS 2 card, plugging it into USB Type-C, transferring to the desktop, you can definitely see here now we're getting the actual speed that we want. So it's not super fast in the SD card slot, but not bad. Next, I want to plug in the HDMI just to make sure that my monitor can work with all the other things plugged in, USB sticks and hard drives, and sure enough, it works no problem. This is just a 1080p monitor. You can't get 4K out of the HDMI. You have to use the Thunderbolt or USB Type-C to get that. It's raining outside, and I kind of want to try that out today. We've got some improvements in the continuous autofocus. It reduces hunting. And the best part of this setup, especially if you have an office, is being able to leave everything connected and then just come in with your laptop, hook it up, and everything's good to go. So besides the color not matching up too well, the only other real fault I have against this dock is that when you're trying to unplug a USB stick, it can easily unplug from the laptop unless you hold it down and pull it out because the USB ports are really tight. And here you can definitely see the color differences between the two of them. And in certain light it's fine, but here you can tell the difference. Alright guys, so you saw from the test how this thing performs. It's not bad, it's a dock. The cool thing is you can leave like everything hooked up to it. From the test we saw, every port does work, and I think that they probably split off the lower half USB Type-C to this block of stuff, and then the top half to the Thunderbolt output and the HDMI. That's just my thought. I don't really know if that's actually what's going on, but it's really well built. It matches the quality of the MacBook Pro. It's slightly not the right color, but it's close enough in most lighting scenarios. Anyway, if you got the brand new MacBook Pro and you're trying to find a dock because all the ports are missing and you need something with an SD card reader and maybe even just HDMI on it because they ditched HDMI as well, this dock has what you need, and this kind of turns your Pro laptop back into a Pro laptop. It just sucks that you have to carry this around with you everywhere. But if you basically work at an office and you have everything connected, you can basically just leave this connected and bring your laptop in, plug it in, and then when you're done for the day, unplug it and leave and just take the laptop. It's pretty convenient. And yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, give it a thumbs down twice, and I'll see you in the next one.